Hey guys, Sean here, and just thought I'd show you another stick here that I just finished making here about a week or so ago. It's basically my first two-piece stick I've ever made here, and this is made from red western cedar, and you get a little bit of a close-up there. It's a very nice wood. It's a little on the soft side. This has got the spar varnish on it, like most of my sticks. If you take your nail, you can, without the varnish, you can usually put a little bit of a indentation in the wood with your fingernail. But it's a nice wood, very light carry. It's not heavy, very strong. It's a strong stick and so on. Apparently, there's a lot of silica in cedar, so it's hell on saw blades. Apparently, I was talking to a fellow who once said in a sawmill they used to saw their cedar the very last portion of the day because it would dull the blades. So there you go. It's soft, yet it's filled with silica and very hard. So red western cedar. This one here, like I say, I just put a round tenon in there and inserted it through. I used a Forstner bit and just kind of drove the end of the stick right through here and so on, so you can see the end of that and so on. Yeah, it turned out pretty good. I put some good wood glue on there, so it's just solid. And this one here it's got a bit of a ripple to it. This stick, it's got kind of a little bit of character there. As it goes up, you can see it just kind of goes. Got some waves into the wood there and so on. So. Yeah, there's my dog. But like I say, it's a great walking cane here for support and so on. So, and I just wanted to try the T style. I might try a few other different looks and so on when I get going. But I thought, well, the first one I want to make, I want to do this T-handled style, and quite happy with it. The other thing I wanted to show you here too, a couple of things I bought. They're both made by Veritas. You can look them up on the internet. This is what I use for tapering the ends of the cane. This is a tapered tenon cutter, and it works much the same as a pencil sharpener. With a stick in it and just turn this thing, and it'll shave a nice tapered end to your walking stick. And then you can put those brass fittings on the end and so on. They're not expensive. This one's not expensive anyway. And I got the 5/8 tenon cutter here, and it was just over 20 bucks, so it wasn't expensive at all. This blade's somewhat adjustable. I did have to set it up when I got it, but it really works well. And if you don't want to put a rubber stopper on the end like I did this one, I could just take this and taper it, and then put a nice finished brass tip on the end here, which Lee Valley Tools deals in both these products, the cane tips and the Veritas tenon cutter. So again, the 5/8 tapered tenon cutter. It does come in different sizes. However, if you're making walking sticks and so on, their cane tips pretty much require that you use this size of tenon cutter as well. Very handy little device for sure. You just take this and actually put it in your vise, and then you can just take the stick and shove it in the end there and just start turning, and pretty much does the rest for you. It's really super simple to use. Like I say, it's just over 20 bucks, and it's come in very handy for me. Now the other one here is, and some of you might have seen these before. These are a little bit more expensive. They're up about 100 bucks. These ends fit into a drill chuck. And this is made by Veritas as well. This happens to be 7/8, and this is what I use on the ends of my canes and so on to get this dowel, shall we say, on the end of the stick. And you just basically, let's say this was the end of your stick, and you've got your drill on the end here. You just start your drill up, and this thing spins, of course, rotates, and then it cuts a nice 7/8, in this case, tenon, which is this thing here. On the end of your stick, and then what you do is you take your handle and you've drilled it out with a Forstner bit, and you can just glue the things together. Really quick, really simple. It's got a nice little blade there. It even has a level here as well, so you can check it before you drill. Make sure that everything's straightened up before you let her rip on this thing. Very handy tool for sure. And like I say, you can do You can sand it on a round disc sander if you want one of these things, but it's time consuming and it's not as accurate. A lot of the times they'll use these instead. They come in very, very handy for making rustic furniture. They can just zip off a whole bunch of sticks with a 7/8 tenon, or this comes in miniature sizes as well. Very, very many different sizes you can get these tenons. And so for rustic furniture making, makes it quick and easy and so on. Just look them up on the internet and check them out. You can get a tapered or radiused, and this one is, I think it's, what have we got here? I think this one is, I don't know if it's radiused or not. Anyway, it just depends on the angle up here that you want showing. Sometimes it'll leave a little bit of a radiused edge there, and you can get them so that they don't. So anyway, that's the Veritas 7/8 tenon cutter. Very, very handy. Between these two here, it sure makes stick making and cane making a lot easier. If you can afford to get them, I think you'd be quite happy with them and so on. So anyway, thought I'd just give you a look at those two little jigs, and then my T-handled cane here, and just want to thank you all for watching. Okay.